Welcome to Bowls, Beers, and Brawls. You got Big B here with ya. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. We had BKFC Montana, and just minutes ago, probably 15, maybe 20 minutes max, it was the second BKFC on DAZN, exclusively on DAZN. So those without DAZN and only the app, unfortunately, are left out in the cold here. Now, it was coming to us live from Billings, Montana. Headlining the card, we had the Featherweight strap up for grabs. The 6-0 Kai Stewart was facing the 2-1-1 Jimmie Rivera. I'm going to go through the entire main card, top to bottom. It was a decent night of scraps. Nothing groundbreaking, I would say. There's definitely been more exciting events. But like I said, there was definitely some decent scraps here. So pitter patter, let's get the fuck at her. So as mentioned, the main event at BKFC Montana, Featherweight strap was up for grabs as Kai Stewart was defending his belt against the UFC veteran Jimmie Rivera. And well, what can I say, folks? 7-0 now for King Kai Stewart. He damn near cruised to a unanimous decision over the MMA veteran Jimmie Rivera. Kai continues to improve every outing, all while taking out everyone put in front of him. It's an incredible thing to watch. His fighting is truly an art. Honestly, his style reminds me of a prime Dominic Cruz. Slick footwork, unusual angles. This kid has cracked the bare knuckle code. Once again, unanimous decision victory for Kai Stewart. Moves to 7-0, retains his featherweight strap. Who, if anyone, is going to take King Kai off his throne? The co-main at BKFC Montana was a middleweight scrap between the 1-0 Alfredo Angulo taking on the bare knuckle veteran, the 6-7 Julian Let Me Bang Lane. And wow, I don't know what I expected from this fight. I expected fireworks. I expected both to bang. No pun intended with Julian there. And that's what we got. But somehow I was still oddly a little bit disappointed in it overall. But let's get to it here. Overall, super hard fight to score here, I thought. Lane obviously did way more visible damage with Alfredo being cut open and all the blood and the cuts and shit. But Angulo landed a ton of body shots. So I don't know. For me, it was a really hard fight to score. It was clinch heavy, a lot of inside, dirty boxing, dirty fighting kind of deal throughout. In the end, the judges did give it to Julian Lane. Honestly, he looked good, and the veteran has been shining as of late. Moves to 7-7 now, bare knuckle, hits that 500 mark, and Julian Lane still looking to fucking bang. The feature fight in Billings was another one in the middleweight division. We had the 5-0 undefeated Carlos Trinidad-Snake. He was taking on the 1-0 Zach Juusola. And this one had some fans angry, this matchup, dude's 5-0. Where's his title shot? You got Rivera, who's 2-1, fighting for a title. Obviously different divisions, but I understand where the frustration and the complete lack of sense comes in. It was a weird matchup. To have a 5-0 Trinidad-Snake is a hot commodity in BKFC, and to have him go up against a 1-0, and that's nothing against Zach, because Zach went out there and hung with him. But in the end, Trinidad-Snakes moves to 6-0, 3 knockdowns, Trinidad scored 3 knockdowns. He was basically just picking Juusola apart. Give this dude a fucking title shot. TKO doctor stoppage in the third for Carlos Trinidad-Snake. Like I say, 6-0 now. What else does this kid have to do? We also saw a featherweight scrap. We had the 4-1 Brandon Allen. He was taking on the 1-1 Timmy Mason. And you know what? Mason came out here full fucking throttle. But Allen showed power, speed, along with skill on his way to a third round TKO. It wasn't an easy fight for Allen style-wise here. I mean, like I say, Timmy is one fucking gear, and that's drive. That's forward. He ain't about backing up or taking his time, and that's not easy to deal with a lot of times. You know, you got this dude just basically spazzing at you, and he keeps coming. So, props to Brendan Allen for sticking in there, especially in that early going. You know, it gets the job done. Third round TKO. We also saw the return of Bryant Hatson at BKFC Montana. He was taking on Scott Roberts. Now, Roberts was 1-0 going into this one. Hatson 2-0 going in. This was in the cruiserweight division. Let me tell you, folks, the power of Bryant Hatson was on full display here. 2 knockdowns to the finish as an overzealous Roberts paid the ultimate price here. 3-0 now for Hatson. Dude is a force with or without that fucking stash. Fans in Billings, Montana were also treated to a heavyweight scrap here on the main card. It was actually the third fight into the main card. We had the debuting Corey Willis. He was taking on the 1-0 Brady Meister. And wow, folks, Corey Willis runs through Brady Meister. You know, nasty fucking shot to the body at the end, I think, is ultimately what ended the fight. Now, Meister was already going down. He was already possibly even down already from some headshots from Willis. And then Willis landed one right to the ribs. Rumor was possibly a broken rib for Meister. So nasty shit shown by Corey Willis. And let's just say he may have the best fucking nickname in bare knuckle. Corey, what you talking about, Willis? That is just, for my generation, holy fuck, that takes the cake right there. Great job by Corey Willis getting inside Big Bird and getting that W. The second fight on the main card, BKFC Montana, was in the welterweight division. We had the 2-3 Dallas Davidson taking on the 2-5 Christian Torres. Dallas Davidson came out on absolute fire, dropped Torres twice, and messed the eye up of Christian. It was a short left hand that I believe got the Davis the TKO doctor stoppage. That was after the first round. They, of course, before the start of the second round, had a doctor's physician timeout, whatever you want to call it. Doctors had one look at his eye and said, no mas. You are not fighting anymore, buddy. So it was one of those things. I was fine when a fight gets stopped in between rounds. It just kind of loses, you know, compared to when a fight is stopped mid round, where the ref calls it off, where there's a fucking absolute knockout. There's just some excitement lacking when that happens. But props to Dallas Davidson, moves to 3-3 with that W. And opening up the main card at BKFC Montana in the featherweight division, we had the 3-4 Louis Lopez taking on the 3-3 Roberto Armas. What can I say about this scrap? Well, here's what I can say, and it's mostly all about Louis Lopez, because he fought a great technical scrap here. He kept the distance, landed his shot, earns a unanimous decision. I thought he looked good. He's another one that has been looking good, um, seemingly good here every time he's coming out in recent history here or recent memory. But moves to 500 here and 4-4 for Louis Lopez. So he's still got time and he's still got room to keep on charging and improving that record. There you have it. That was main card of BKFC Montana in Billings on DAZN. Anybody else ever think, like, before I actually heard it pronounced, I always thought DAZN was like Dazen. I'm like, what a weird name. Even, I don't know, it's just weird. Just a random stoner thought. Anyway, that's the event. There wasn't really any news. David Feldman spoke to Cyrus Fees for a couple of minutes, but nothing new really that I heard there. Just kind of went through the remaining schedule for the year, and of course he mentioned Philly, which is going to be huge, but no new news as of yet. Of course, with Feldman, it always seems like he says next week we'll announce, but eventually some news is going to be coming down the pipe for that Philly card, and I'm also expecting possibly some more signings here coming up, some big signings, so let's keep our eyes and ears open, folks. Thanks for joining me here on Bulls, Beers, and Brawls. And until next time, everybody, take care and peace.
I think the truth